Okay, problem solving, but you're going to admit that this is pretty easy. Yeah. Example 1, a gardener needs to till 945 square yards. How much remains to be tilled after 442 square yards are tilled? Well, he needs to till that much. He's already tilled 442. We would subtract those. I'd get 503 square yards. Okay, example 2, an electrical contractor has 300 feet of cable in stock. An additional 220 feet are purchased. Then for the first job, 123 feet are used. For the second job, 213 feet are used. How many feet are left after the second job? Okay, so he's got 300 feet in stock. That's how much he has in stock. Then an additional 225 feet are purchased, plus 220. When he starts using it, we would subtract it because we wanted to find out how much are left. Okay, so minus 123 minus 213 gives me 184 feet. Okay, example 3, a bill is $750. A contractor lets the customer charge $200 credit, and the rest is paid in cash. How much is paid in cash? So that's a bill. He's going to pay 200 of it in credit. That basically means that he borrows 200. Well, they're going to let him borrow 200 to find out how much he still has to pay. You just subtract 550. Okay, example 3. 3 machines in a manufacturing plant produce the same product. Each machine has a counter reading that records what has been produced for the beginning and end of the day's production. How many parts are produced by each machine? So there's 3 machines, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this dude's counter reading at the beginning of the week was 404, and at the end of the week it's 523. So that means it has produced 404 parts when they start, but then by the end of the week they are at 523. So we need to subtract these two, 523 minus 404, and that will say how much is produced within that week. Okay, that's 119. It's machine 1. Parts. Okay, here I take 443 minus 246, that's 197. Then I take 817 minus 556, 261. Okay, there's a part B on the back. What's total weekly production? Well, machine A had 119 parts of production, plus 197 from the second machine, plus 261 from the third machine. Okay, 577 parts. Okay, I have 12,000 square feet of insulation for a house. It's what you put like behind your walls so that the cold air doesn't get in. Square feet of insulation for a house. The living room will require 3,200 square feet of insulation. The restroom requires 1,000 square feet. The kitchen's 4,500. The bedroom's 1,500. How many square feet of insulation remain at the end of the job? Well, he starts with 12,000. So he does all this stuff. He wants to know what's left. So we need to start subtracting. He has to do the living room. You can subtract 3,200. And the restroom, 1,000. And the kitchen, 4,500, and then 1,500 for the bedroom. After you put the insulation in the house and all those various rooms, you subtract and you end up with 1,800 square feet. Okay, example 6. A sheet metal contractor has 2,000 square feet of sheet metal in stock for a job. During the job, the following amounts are removed: 300 square feet, 75 square feet, 34 square feet. When the job is completed, 120 square feet are left over and returned to stock. How many square feet of sheet metal are now in stock? So read the problem. He starts at 2,000. Then you just start using it, so we subtract 300, we subtract 75, then 34. Then he takes 120 feet and puts it back into the stock. So after we subtract these, he adds 120. Okay, that's 1,711 square feet. Actually, he doesn't use all of it. I misspoke. He removed all of it, but then realized, well, I have 120 left over, so I'm going to just put it back, so we add it. Okay, example 7. A plumber bills a customer $2,200 for a job. The job's expenses are $560 for the tub shower, $400 for the drywall, $125 for the floor tiles, and the customer also gets a $50 discount for paying the bill within 10 days. So he pays a bill in 10 days. What will the plumber's profit be for the job? Okay, a profit, as you probably know, is the amount you get paid minus the expenses. A little simple formula. So he's paid $2,200. Now for his expenses, well, remember, he gets paid that, but some of that's got to cover what it cost him to do the job, so we have to add all the costs up. 560 plus 400 plus 125, and the 50 also is an expense because you're giving the customer, the guy charging the money gives the customer a discount, so we have to add the 50 onto that. After I add those, the expenses come out to $1,135. Now to find his profit, now we take 2,200 minus 1,135, and that gives me $1,065 profit. That's how much money he makes. Okay, example 8. An electrician uses the following amounts of cable during the first quarter of the year: 4,428 in January, February 3,454 feet, March 6,582 feet, and April 2,679 feet. Round each amount to the nearest 100 feet and find the approximate amount of cable used during the quarter. So they want 100 feet, ones, tens, hundreds. So that would stay 4,400. That's going to go up to 3,500. It's going to go up to 6,600. It's going to go up to 2,700. So 44 plus 35 is 79. 79 plus 66, you just get 79 plus 60 is 139, and then add 6, that's 145, and then plus 27 is 172. So 17,200. Now find the actual total amount of cable used. You just add up all the actual amounts, okay? And they all add up to 17,143 feet. Okay, the table lists the various products ordered and received. So for product 1, whatever it is, it could be tennis rackets, golf balls, whatever. They ordered 443, they received 401. For another item, it could be like softball gloves. They ordered 203, but they received 332. So these various products, sometimes they order more than they receive, sometimes they receive more than they order. Part A, is the total amount of product received greater or less than what is ordered? The total amount for all products. Well, quick little simple way to do this is to add the amount we ordered, the amount of products we ordered, and when I add up all those together, that is going to come out to 2,497. Now, all the products they receive, I'm going to add those up. That adds up to 3,025. So the amount received is greater. Well, by how much is it greater? Well, you can just subtract them. 3,025 minus 2,497. That's going to give us a difference of 528. Okay, now what you're going to see when you do the assignment, you're going to see diagrams, okay? And I just made these up. Now there's going to be a diagram of something, and you have to determine how long the unknown, the variable length is, A. This one's easy. We see the outside length is 40, and the outside's made up of two parts, 30 and A. So I think we can probably just take 40 minus 30 and get 10. Okay. Now this next one, we have a B and a C. So B, you look at this outside part here, you see 60. That's made up of two parts, the 10 and the B. So to find B, we take 60 minus 10, and that's 50. You can put a 50 over the B. Okay, now the typing machine, this outside of the whole thing, the entire outside down here is 200, which you need. Now 200's made up of a bunch of different parts. One part's 40, and then this whole part C's right here, and then this part's 35. Well, to find the missing C, we can just take 200 minus 40 minus 35. 125. That's your C value. Okay, and then the D value. The entire part's 100. It's look at all the parts that make it up. You need to find just this little part D. Well, you take your, like you did to find the part C, you take your outside 100 and you subtract the known parts, and then the remaining amount is the unknown part. 43. Okay. Alright, backside. Example 11. Rectangular piece of land is 60,223 square feet. Now the area needs to be paved because they're going to make a parking lot for parking space. But some of that land has some buildings in it, and obviously you can't put pavement where the buildings are. So there's going to be a restaurant that occupies 6,234 square feet, so you can't park over the top of a restaurant. A landscaped area occupying 2,400 square feet, and a store occupying 12,482 square feet. Find the amount of square feet that need to be paved. Okay, so we have 60,223 square feet of the whole land, but we need to subtract the amounts we're not going to pave. So minus 6,234, minus 2,400, minus 12,482, because you're not going to put pavement there. You can subtract those amounts. And after I'm done subtracting, I come up with my answer, which I don't have with me right now. 60,223 minus 6,234 minus 2,400 minus 12,482 is 39,107 square feet. Okay, on a job, a contractor's expenses are $400 for insurance, $799 for labor, $1,200 for material. He's paid $3,500. What's the total amount of his expenses? Okay, well, what are his expenses? Well, $400 plus $799. He's got to pay his workers. He's got to buy the material to do the job. So that's his expenses. So 400 plus 799 plus 1,200. $2,399. What's his profit? Well, I just told you profit is paid minus expenses. That doesn't change on any problem. So he's paid 3,500. We subtract 2,399. That ends up being $1,101. Okay.